everyone, this is Gretchen with GI Lead Studios. I'm here today to show you a brand new album design. I hope you're going to love it. It is called the Angles Away album. I used a couple different paper collections to decorate this album. Both are by Recollections. I used this Neutral Coast and Pumpkin Vines, and by using the two, that kind of gave me a combination of the two themes I was looking for, fall and beachy. This album actually contains photos. Many of the albums I show you do not contain photos yet, but this one I did put my photos into it, so I hope you'll like looking at them. They're from a trip I took to Maine in the fall, thus the two different kinds of paper collections I used. For the cover, I used this fun sheet that says, "You'll find me where my toes touch the sea." And just like the simplicity of this paper, but I did add this gold border, metallic gold cardstock I used to cut these thin strips to create a border. And I do want to add some embellishments to this, some shells and things, but I have to do some shopping, so I wanted to show you the album without waiting for that. So maybe I'll post some pictures when I update that for you. On the spine here, I use this paper that looks like a canvas fabric, and on the back we have some waves. So I've got this book propped up here on this wedge because like I said, there are photos in here which are glossy finish, and I'm trying to prevent you from getting the glare of the lights off that surface. So when we open the book, we've got three page units here, rather bulky pages, you can see. And the base page unit is the same for each. However, when you open it up, there is one page where there are some different flaps, and the tutorial covers how to make every single piece of this step by step. And these first pages have these little arrow flaps, and these hold 4x6 photos or paper. And I show you in the tutorial how to make a template to cut both the pages and the paper or photos to fit right on them. And these have a magnet underneath to keep them closed. Those are optional, of course, but it's nice, keeps some security when you're turning the pages. And I think they're fun. So the first page in here has these corner pockets, and you can put inserts in these pockets, and again, these inserts are the sizes and how to assemble them are all in the tutorial, and they can go in either to the bottom pockets or to the side pockets, or you can use these side pockets. And you can put even more in here if you had more, or if you had less. You wouldn't have to make this a booklet. You could create a single page, or you can put keepsakes, maps, anything from your treasures that you want to stick in those pockets, journaling spots. When you turn the page, you've got this flap here, which also has a pocket, which again has another small booklet in it, which you can create this booklet, or you can put single photo mats in here or other treasures. You open it up and you've got some room here for photos or beautiful pattern paper, whatever you prefer. This page has a large pocket on it, and we have another insert in that pocket, which you can see these inserts hold both vertical or horizontal 4x6 photos, and they also have a lot of space if you want to, if you had smaller size photos, you can do your layout any way you want. This page, I decided to create this angled layout. I cut 3 pieces of paper exactly the same into triangles, and then mix and match them to create this fun medley of papers. And the tutorial also contains instructions on how to do that, so you can add that into your album as well. This is the page that is different on the 3 different page units. So this one has these flaps on it, which hold 4x6 photos, or again, smaller photos, or you can use a vertical photo. Oh, sorry. There we go. So you can put a vertical photo on these flaps as well. And I'll move it back down so you can see these top ones as well. And then like on this page, I covered the whole page with a piece of pattern paper and then added the photos on top. Those close back up, this closes back, and again, and then the flaps on top to keep it all closed up and secure. There is a side pocket here on the page, and this contains a slightly larger inserts than the other ones I showed you, but again, plenty of room for photos and journaling, and beautiful pattern paper. It just slips in, and you can turn the page, and then the back of the page has more flaps that I have added magnets to, so they stay closed when you're turning the pages, but they're big enough to, this one holds a 4x6 vertical photo, and this one, actually you can see it here, can hold 2 6x4 horizontal photos, or like on this one, I put a full piece of pattern paper and then put the photo on top of it to fit in, whoops, with the design. And then inside is another one of these pages, frame pages is what I call them, with the corner pockets and another insert. So you can put, you know, your photos in any orientation, and then slip them into the pockets. And so this is our second page unit. Again, we've got these arrow flaps and another insert. So you can see that this album contains a lot of room for photos. I'm a photographer and I take a lot of photos. So, and I like full-size photos. So when I design albums, I'm designing them to hold full-size photos. But occasionally I have photos that I can make smaller. So here's some examples, like this one is the perfect size. You saw on the first page it had the full-size photos on it, but in here I did some smaller 3x4 photos, and these are some of the delicious meals we had while we were there, and the place we stayed. And so this is a good place to put those smaller photos. And here I've got a photo in a little decorative journaling spot. And this is an example of one of those pages I said if you didn't want to make a booklet, you could just make a single sheet of cardstock and slip it in your pocket. Here's another angled page. And here's some more room for smaller photos. Now these flaps actually do hold 4x6 vertical photos, but you could put several smaller photos on them. And this one you can cut the pattern paper to fit around them. The other thing that's in the tutorial are how to cut these angles and how to cut templates so you can cut your paper and your photos to fit on them just perfectly. And on this, like, I wanted to highlight this pumpkin, so I covered this page with a full sheet of paper here, but then I attached photos on top of them and left the pumpkin there so I could see it. So this is the second design. Fold that back up, and we can get our insert out of our side pocket. When I put the, it's kind of backwards than how we Americans open books, but when, look at those sunset pictures, they're some of my favorite. You know, we usually open a book this way, but when I put them in the side pockets, I usually slide it in this way so that the folded edge is sticking out for when you pull it in and out. And so, you know, naturally the inclination is to open this way. Slide that back in. And then we have the back of the page again with these flaps that are magnetized. And another insert. If any of you have ever been to Maine, you might recognize some of these locations. We went to the Ogunquit Beach area, as you'll see right here. There's some more flaps and the Welcome to Ogunquit Beach sign, and some photos. And again, our frame page with our pockets. This one I just made a little shorter and with just enough room for the photos. And this one I filled up, I cut this photo a little shorter so it would fill up the space, and just a small piece of pattern paper there. Again, this is another single sheet insert, and this is just, I just had one extra picture, so I put it on a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch piece of cardstock here, slipped it in the pocket. So like I said, you can put any kind of things in your pocket you want. And this is the third page design. So these pages are designed to hold 2 6x4 photos, or you can add some patterned paper, because we all love that paper. And here I covered the page with the paper, and then I had it, I had these 2 photos that were similar, just distance away from the lighthouse, so I kind of liked both of them, so I created this little flip here. Fold it all back up, and the insert on the side. I hope you're getting your fill of beachy pictures here. And here's the last page. And there's lots of room for embellishing. I have not embellished this album a whole lot yet, but I've left some room, so as long as I don't get too bulky, I can add some things. These photos are just slightly bit shorter because they were taken with my camera instead of, I mean, they were taken with my phone instead of my camera, and the ratio was slightly different for your camera versus your phone. So there we go. That is the album. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have the information on where to purchase the tutorial in the description below, and I'd appreciate it if you enjoyed it, if you could like my videos so more people could find me on YouTube, and I hope you'll come back and see what else I create in the future. Thanks so much.